the show, the Love Power Show. And today we're continuing to talk about Memphis politics. And to my right, Brother Jibril Shabazz from not Kwanzaa, but Marcus Garvey Institute, teaching and learning. But we're all about that, right? And to the right of Brother Jibril, we have Thel Price. Can we call you a political consultant?
Just call
you're
whatever.
You're comprehensive. We don't want to call you whatever.
I said call me whenever.
Call you, Thel Price, everybody. Call him whenever. Whenever you need him, I like that. And to the right of Brother Thel Price, we have Brother Omar Baruti from Memphis Kwanzaa International on Elvis Presley Boulevard. And Brother Paul Outlaw further down the line. Kakaya, certified homeopathic researcher. And today, consultant. No research at all?
I had to do that to become a consultant.
I see. So consultant via research.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get on the move. In the interest of time,
Thank you.
we have two major questions today. And that is, what is the responsibility? Do we want to call them our elected officials, or do we just want to call them the elected officials in Memphis, Tennessee? Question number two, these two questions go together. What is the responsibility of the voters? Brother Jibril, since you're sitting immediately to my right, let's educate the people.
I wish I could educate these people.
Hey, don't start that.
The responsibility of the elected official,
Yeah, okay.
is to serve their constituents.
Okay.
You know, but in our case, a lot of time our constituency is not being served because of their own fault. You know, for the lack of understanding of the political system. You know, in a lot of cases. Then at the same time, now I'm not going to let those elected officials get off easily, because if they weren't so self-serving and their effort to serve a constituency that's not really informed of the political arena, you know, so it's just one of those things that you damn on one side and you doom on the other side. You know, because it's just difficult to get anybody to function in our behalf on the political scene. You know, we just have never had, since Adam Clayton power, you know, in New York City, I hadn't seen, you know, based on the political landscape since I've been an adult, you know, and been reasonably knowledgeable of the political arena. I hadn't seen nobody that have matched Adam Clayton power in their effort to serve the people. You know, so you know Charlie Rangel, you know, took his place when he retired from the scene, or he really got ousted in a way, you know. And I'm told that Charlie Rangel part of the people that was ousted. But I didn't know about it since Adam Clayton power.
I understand. He faced some serious challenge and he won, got re-elected. I want to go to your brother Thel.
Okay, Brother Wallace. We've been talking about the state of Memphis politics.
Yes.
You know, what has really happened is it's degenerated into a state of taxation without representation.
Okay.
You know, the people are not holding their elected their elected officials accountable. You know, in the way not only that they allocate money, but the way that they react and interact with the community. When A.C. Warden, our mayor, was asked last week about further taxing the businesses instead of putting taxes on the citizens, more taxes and fees on the citizens, you know, he was specifically asked about the pilot program, which gives tax breaks, you know, to the local businesses. when asked if he would consider raising the taxes on the businesses, you know, he said no. I mean, not at this time.
The Chamber of Commerce told him to say no.
Right, but he has no problem raising the taxes on citizens.
Okay.
The businesses in this city have a responsibility to the citizens also.
And that.
And I want to say this.
Go ahead.
There is a solution to these citizens, for the citizens. If you have an elected official that's not representing you, not in your interest, in your community, it's called recall. For the last 2 weeks, I've been doing research on the city charter, which rules this city. The city is run by the charter. There is a provision in the city charter that if you're not satisfied with the people that have been elected, they've gotten in there and they haven't done what they promised to do, recall them. It's in the charter, but it's never been used in Memphis, Tennessee. As bad as some of these officials are, you know, I ain't calling no names, you know, you don't have to sit around and argue and debate and be mad at them. Become a citizen. Use the charter, get a petition together, and recall them.
Okay.
I mean, it's as simple as that.
Okay.
So,
That requires intelligence, brother.
well, okay, we understand that, but let's become more intelligent. That's what I'm striving for. A more intelligent constituency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you have 1 or 2 more points on your?
Oh yeah.
We'll go right ahead.
As it relates to the recall, the old recall system, you needed 10% of the total voters that cast a ballot in the previous election. They changed that. The new provisions of recall is that you have to have 15% of all the registered voters sign a petition. And you can recall the mayor, you can call a city council, you can call a city council person, you can recall a county commissioner. It is not necessary to keep continuing to be represented by people that are not representing you, and you don't have to wait until the next election. You can recall them the day after the election.
That's true. Okay, you said that's never been done in Memphis.
It's never been
Brother
done.
Baruti, what about that? Mayor Wharton said he would not tax businesses, and businesses make profit, but tax the citizens of Memphis. I hear Brother Thel here offering up some political education in terms of how city government works. And can you tie all that in and tell us about the citizens of Memphis and how they become intelligent and politically educated and the role and responsibility of the elected officials?
You know, black people fought, bled, and died for the right to vote.
Yes.
They fought for representation at all levels of the federal, state, local governments. And because of the system of disenfranchisement, and because of the history of disenfranchisement, and even disillusionment, a lot of them have lost their zeal for going to the polls to vote. That's true. And because of what they see, because of what they experience, this country is run by corporations. Don't ever forget that. Right. When you have companies like GE, they can make billions of dollars in profit and pay zero taxes.
Yes.
And then you got people who work in an honest day's wage for honest day's pay.
Come on, brother.
And then they pay taxes until they can't stand to pay no taxes.
That's right. Speak on it.
So the whole corporate system runs America. Every war we've ever fought has been about economics. That's right. Nothing to do with freedom, liberty, justice, religion, nothing to do with the Constitution. It's all about making money for the corporations that they back. And when you look at this, and people see this, they're not ignorant to that. But when they see this, they feel like, what's the use? They're going to do what they want to do anyway. But Brother Thel is right. We need to recall, and half the people in the city council need to go. The mayor needs to go.
Yes, yes.
Steve Cohen needs to go.
Okay.
And because we are disenchanted, and let's look at the drug laws. Okay. Richard Nixon was starting the war on drugs. And the number one drug he was looking at was marijuana, even though his own team of advisors said that marijuana had very little deleterious effect on the human body. But the reason he did that was because he told Haldeman that the real problem in America is the blacks. And what we got to do is play up that card and pass laws so that we can disenfranchise black people. And that's exactly what they did.
Sure.
And they had all kinds of commercials and all kinds of laws passed so that just having marijuana became a legal issue, a legal argument. And a lot of our young black men are in prison, disenfranchised with felony convictions. So when they get out of prison, they can't vote. All because of the shenanigans of the white political system. So when you look at where we are today, you have to realize this country was here, and even though they gave us the right to vote on one hand, they took it back on the other hand.
Okay. Brother Paul Outlaw. Brother Baruti said some eloquent things there. He talked about disenfranchisement. He specifically called out someone in that historical equation, which was the Nixon administration, E.R. Haldeman and his boys, and how the game, the political game, is played, has been played, is being played, and will continue to be played if those is up. And you've heard that old cliche, the burden is on those who know. And also he brought into the equation, and I know I'm going long, but I think you can have it, voter apathy. Take the last one first, if you don't mind. Voter apathy. And what has happened? How did it happen? What made it happen? What must be done about it?
You know, I always try to make things simple.
Yes.
It's become so complicated now that the masses of the people just won't get it. You know, so if I was to explain to most of the youth and young adults and people of our age group about how a computer works, and, you know, you can put a lot of information in that computer, and once you get so much information in that computer, it'll slow down, it won't function properly.
Right.
Because it's overloaded.
Yeah, there comes the need to upgrade.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to upgrade.
Right.
So we're at a point where we need to upgrade
Yes.
our people because they're overloaded with information and they just can't do anything with it. You know, when we talk about apathy, it comes from the fact that there's so much going on and there's so much that needs to be done that most of our people just don't have the energy to tackle it. One of my suggestions is that we develop an organization that not only police our political officials that are in office, but its main purpose is to gather and compile information and make it readily available to the citizens of Memphis so we know what's going on in all corners in all aspects of our lives. Half of us don't know that they're spending $156 million to develop this heritage trail that's going to eliminate the people in the foothold in the 26 zip code, which has been governed by, has been classified by the federal government as a hub, meaning that you have unlimited resources from the federal government to develop it. So what you do is you don't allow our people to know that that's a hub, number one. Then you move them out before they find out it's a hub, and then you go and get all the money when all the people are gone. So we need to develop an organization that will touch on what Brother Baruti is saying, and that is that it would allow us to have some type of committee or some type of organization that compiles information, that makes it readily available to the citizens to learn more about the politicians, to learn more about what we're holding them accountable for, and then they'll be able to hold them accountable and make it a point to vote on the people who are doing what we want them to do. It's just too much information out there they don't know, and they're apathetic about voting. They'll just vote on the person whose name is on the sign the most, because if you see Joe Brown is running for office, and when you go out to in other areas of Shelby County, like Oakland and Lakeland in all of these areas, you don't see Joe Brown sign out there. So the brothers and sisters who are apathetic about voting are going to see the other candidate's name and going to vote on that person because they're going to recognize it on the ballot, and they're not going to recognize Joe Brown. Maybe, and that may be a bad analogy because a lot of people will recognize Joe Brown's name and probably vote for him because of his notoriety.
Yeah.
But we have to do something to disseminate the information. They have been brainwashing, conditioning us for so long that we don't even know how to combat it. We need to have a vehicle that can disseminate the information to the people on what's really going on. Like my brother here, Thel, just probably made enough of us aware of the fact that we can recall them. Now, it may be a little too late now because we're voting, but we can recall them about voting them out at this next election and make sure that they understand that when you get in office, we know because Brother Thel has told us that if you don't foot the bill, we're going to recall you. We need to hold them accountable, and we have a responsibility to get the information out, and I think that's what we're trying to do now, is get information out there.
Okay. Brother Jibril.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about city council and county commission. How do they operate? What are they doing? What should they be doing? And what are they not doing? Help us with this educational process.
I tell you what they're not doing.
Come on.
The black community.
Come on.
They ain't serving the African American community or the black community at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. How about the option of not voting at all?
Well, you know, that has been an option in some people, but it's never been an option with me.
Is it better to vote them out?
Yeah, well, see, like Brother Thel just gave us a brief synopsis of the Memphis charter.
Yes.
You know, to have a charter for Memphis, you know, we can go back in history. Robert Church is responsible, and a couple more people are responsible for Memphis having that charter as a city.
Yeah.
You know, what happened to us, we got dumbed down. And you got to understand how we got dumbed down. The public education system took civics, just something as simple as civics, out of the curriculum of the public education.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, when it comes to learning how government is structured, there's no curriculum there in the public school system to teach that. So therefore, the children that have gone to school within the last 35 years haven't had the privilege of learning civics and government. You know, because see, the city council and the county commission, those are legislative bodies of the governmental structure, you know, on the local level and on the county level. You got mayor in the county, you got a mayor in the city, those are administrative bodies. Then you got a court system that, you know, reinforces those is third leg. And the system of America always operated and functioned on the three branches of government.
Right.
You know, like I said in the beginning, you know, it's never done the black community any good because we have never been able to influence anything within the city government. We have people down to represent us. Once upon a time, brother, we had a black man, majority black on the city council.
Yeah.
A black county mayor, majority county commission and we couldn't get no legislation passed, no kind of way.
Yeah.
You know, these people went down there and sat on their hands and sat on their thumbs and waited on corporate America to come down and give them a little token and this kind of thing for them sitting on their thumbs.
Okay.
You know, this is a corporatocracy. You know, it's like Mother Ruth said, you know, people are waiting on corporate America. They get voted in so they can become self-serving. You know, and then, you know, once the powers that be realize that they will do this for them, then they just give them an envelope, leave it in the bathroom, when they pass it on the table somewhere else, pass it on the table, and they come in there and get it. You know, you know, the mafia always proved how to take care of that kind of business. You know, shoots me and we sing Godfather on the But that's what happened.
Okay.
We get paid off. Get bought off, you know, we call marginalized, where